So we were on the Kathopanishad. Wait, একটা pillow এনে দাও, flat বালিশ, flat একটা এনে দাও, মাঝখানে, হ্যাঁ, yes, that one. So we were studying the Kathopanishad, and Nachiketa put the question to know the truth. He asked about the final, what is there after death, and how to reach that. So, and Yama, the teacher, said that Om is the means to attain that wisdom, and that is called Brahman, that later is supreme, and knowing that one reaches whatever they want to reach, they attain to that flight. And know that truth is birth, beyond death. That was in the verse, page 75 of the book. Not the small book, we are following this book of Lokeshwarananda Goswami. But that will help you to find the verses. So the Atman, that is not born, it cannot die. It's not that once it becomes and it once is gone. It is eternal, it is birthless, it is all the time there, oldest, and it never be destroyed or killed. And if any foolish person thinks that he is killing somebody, or one thinks that I am being killed, both of them do not know that this Atman cannot be killed, neither be destroyed. And then it was described that it is what it is nature. It is the subtlest of the subtle, the grandest of the grand, on verse number 20, page 78. And only who can see that reality, who have gone above the krotu, means karma. What does it mean? Krotu means karma, means first, look at that book I am telling you, 1.2.20. 1.2.20. This book will say page 78, and your book will be different. 1.2.20. So that this truth, who can see? Only those are akratu, those who have finished their krotu, means activities, actions. And with that action, people normally want to reach worldly pleasures, worldly goals, as also they want to reach the heaven and other pleasurable place after death. So those who are akratu, that akratu state which is beyond all karma, only they can attain dhatu prasadat, by the grace of dhatu, mani buddhi. And the buddhi is become purified, then only they can. And they can understand the mahimanam atmana on the 20th verse. That is that the glory of the Atman can be revealed to that person who is actually by doing karma and has gone beyond karma. And this truth cannot be understood by a fool, because it is being in one place, it is everywhere. Being lying in one place, as it were, it moves everywhere. Then it's giving the expression that Atman is everywhere, that concept. It is ashariri, it has no sharir, body, but it resides in everybody. It has no body of its own, but it resides in the heart of everyone. Without that, this mind, intellect, ego, senses, body cannot function. So he is there, but he is not a limited body, but he is unlimited, infinite, but at the same time he is the source and living in the heart of all. And this Atman cannot be attained by listening to long lectures or talking or to the people who talk long, big, big things. Not for them. Not for even the intelligent person. That is verse number 23rd, 1 to 23. So it is not for that even very bright and intelligent person. Because I am bright in a worldly sense, that will not allow them to understand this truth. No medhayana bahuna suteno. Even listening it 100 times, 1,000 times, you are Atman, you are pure. That will not work. Then only Yameva Esha Brinute. Yam, that fortunate person whom the Lord selects, Lord's grace embraces, he only can get. Or in the opposite way also, the student who embraces wholeheartedly that divine truth. And it is not for that people who are not stopped doing negative karmas. Na virato duscharitat. It is not who is guilty of misconduct. He is not given up that misconduct. No ashant, who is not peaceful, always restless. That person cannot realize this truth. Only by the prajnana, right type of knowledge, one can, it is that. And this is the way one can realize the truth. Now we are entering into the chapter 3, part 1. 1, 3, 1. So we'll start there. The parable of the chariot teaching in the Adhyatma Yoga as yoking of the individual soul with the supreme soul is now will come. That theory will come over here to think about the body and how to move towards the Brahman consciousness. So let us chant first the verse number 1. Om Ritam Pibanto Sukritasya Loke. Say together. Ritam Pibanto Sukritasya Loke Guhan Pravishto Parame Pararde. Second time. Say, your voice should be loud than me. Guhan Mishto. This is loud. I have already said one time, you say the second time. Yeah? Okay. Guhang pravishto parame parardhe. Chaya tapo brahma vido vadanti. Panchagnayo ye cha trinachiketaha. Panchagnayo ye cha trinachiketaha. Suritam pibanto. The result of the actions. Enjoy the fruit of action. Ritam pibanto sukritasya loke. The true individual self and the cosmic self enjoy the fruit of action. And where the individual self is residing in the cave of the intellect, that is the best place for self-realization. So those who know Brahman, they say that the individual self and the cosmic self are related to each other like a light and shadow. It's a reflection. The main sun reflected in the pot. You see a reflected sun. Or that is the real Atman is manifested as individual soul. There is no individual soul ultimately. So long the water is there, reflection is there. And what is the water? Water is the mind, intellect, ego, our chitta. So long in a jar you have little water, you can see a reflected sun. And that reflected sun is this individual as we are. But this individual, it is not ultimately real. It is like a reflection. So long the pot is there, so long the mind is there, you see all this. When you go out of the body consciousness, when your mind is totally lost into that absolute truth, then you are gone. Where do you go? You go back to the sun, or You are that, you are. All the time you are that. Nothing happened in between. So, it is chaya atapa. Chaya means shadow and the sun. You are walking on the sun. You see a long, what you call the shadow. Shadow. But shadow has no existence. So long there is a sun and there is the media that reflects like that. So it is like that individual self has no existence, but it appears to be existing because of our ignorance. So long we live in this duality. So here ritam means the results, fruits, pivanto means enjoy. Who enjoys? Sukritasya loke, the good deeds, because people do good deeds. They enjoy the fruits of their result in this life or in the heaven, in the subtle level or gross level. Loke, in this world or other world. How? Guham pravishto. In the cavity of the heart, the two beings are seated. Here Jivatma and Paramatma as it were. The Paramatma is unchanged, absolute. Jivatma is the reflected, like shadow-like thing. Shadow and the thing remains too, so long there is the duality. But if the shadow is non-existent, only the object is whose shadow, that is the truth. So giving the same example, I am giving the sun example, here they have given the shadow example. The understanding is the same. So being entered there, parame, in the supreme parardhe, the abode of the Brahman, it is like the chaya and atapa, like the shadow and the light. And Brahmavida, the knowers of Brahman, Vadanti, they say that this is this, they say. I am not saying. The Rishi is very humble. He is referring that I don't say, but it is the sages say. The people of experience, realization, they say that it is like a shadow and the person's shadow. And it is only people, individual soul enjoys this life here and there according to their karma. Ritam pibanto sukritasya loke. You did sukrita, good work, you go to certain plane. You do something, you go. But this is the experience or enjoyment in different planes. And these going, coming, this, that, it is only like a shadow. So long the distinction remains duality, you can see the shadow. But shadow and the person are the same. There is no real value of the shadow. So this Chinmayananda Swami's translation goes like this: the two who enjoy the fruit of their good works. Two. It is verse number 1 of this chapter 3, section 3, page 89. What book I do not know. If you have this book, then it's page 89. And Chinmaya is 131. 131. So the two who enjoy the fruits of their good works, being seated in the cavity of the heart, the seat of the Supreme, the knower of Brahman, call them shadow and light, as also the performer of the fivefold fire, and those who have propitiated 3 times the Nachiketa's fire. Means, Nachiketa fire, you remember, Nachiketa fire, the name of the sacrificial fire, performing which one can go to heaven, has been given the name as Nachiketa fire. That was by the blessing of the Jama. When he recapitulated the whole process immediately, so it's an extra boon. So he say, those who perform 3 times this Nachiketa fire, those who have propitiated 3 times the Nachiketa fire, that means doing that has so much good work, and who have performer of the fivefold fire. Fivefold fire means here, we do not know this. In ancient time, these types of yagnas were performed. They are called the Garhapatta, Ahavaniya, then Dakshinangi, Sabya, avastha amas sathaya. These are, we need not have to know. Old time, they used to do some sacrificial fire, but by that, what you call the merit of those good actions, and also the merit of performing the Nachiketa fire, the fire which is needed to perform to go to heaven. All this karma, they enjoy. Who enjoys? That who is seated in the heart. As Paramatman is all the time untouched, but the Jivatman also lives here. As Jivatman, we enjoy, no? We suffer. So it is the cycle. That means karma takes us to one plane to the other plane. Karma takes us to the places of enjoyment, to heaven or whatever. You do good karma, then you get to those areas. But that is not liberation. Yeah.
Maharaj, when the Paramatman is sitting in your heart, then function of Jivatman or arriving with the help of the Jivatman and the Karma to the different Swargaloka is not essential because Paramatman is already here.
Paramatman is all the time everywhere. But we are not aware of the Paramatman. Jivatman is not aware of the Paramatman. That is and that so long he is not aware, that long he craves for joy, fun, here, there, searching. And when they understand, no, no, not that, it is here, I am that, I am only the reflection, I am only the shadow of the truth. No one runs for the shadow, but we are running for the shadow because we don't know the real sun or real person who is standing there. We cannot catch the person. We look at our vision is always outside. That's why we look at the shadow. We don't look who is standing. That is the Paramatman. It stands together. The person and the shadow is simultaneously together. So long the person is there, his shadow is there. So the person is important as Paramatma. But we run for the shadow. And the shadow, why we run? Because we do karma, our expectation, our finding for pleasure and joy more. So that is the struggle there. Yeah.
In Swami Sarvadevananda's book in 88, it's a little puzzling because he says, explicating stanza 1, the two, the individual self and the cosmic self, enjoy the fruits of actions residing in the cave of the intellect.
Yeah, cosmic self actually.
How would the cosmic self enjoy fruits of action?
Cosmic self, I cannot say like that, but in a relative sense, probably he's saying. But actually, pibanto, both are pibanti. Both are pibanti. Original Sanskrit says. That's why he has taken that cosmic. Whenever you say it is individual, that long you have the concept of cosmic. So long you say cosmic, you have the concept of the individual. Is it not?
Yeah.
Because duality, you think of one, two comes. You think of two, one comes. From that perspective, as if the Paramatma, as if the cosmic self is also craving for something. But in reality, it is not. But another thing, the lower self cannot enjoy anything unless there is a cosmic self because of the association. So that in that sense, Upanishad says, Ritam karma phala pibanto. Both together. Pibanti, pibanto, pibantaha. Pibanti is singular. Pibanto is what is called two. And pibantaha would have been many. So here they are giving pibanto means two. Who are the two? That's why they are saying individual soul has no existence unless there is a cosmic self there. There is reflection of the reflected sun will never be possible if there is no sun, real sun there. So as it were, the combination of these, they are enjoying. But actually Paramatma being everywhere, he does not need to enjoy. Who can enjoy? Enjoy only who is limited, one can enjoy. I am limited, I enjoy this food. I am separate, this is separate. But if the Lord permeates everywhere, what to enjoy, what to enjoy? If you don't enjoy your, say, you have in your home, you have a very nice, wonderful vase or one wonderful, uh, say, one painting. You don't steal that painting to move it to the another place. I am stealing it. It is mine. I am getting it, enjoying. And it is yours. You keep it here. It is keep it here. Whole house is your house. But when we do question enjoy, that means we come down one step down. But when we come down one step, we are not, there is no reality of that coming down without the support of that consciousness. So in that sense, supreme consciousness has been mentioned.
It's a little bit like the parallel of the two birds in the Mandukya. The lower bird really doesn't exist at all.
It's a reflection. They say that is a reflection of the shadow of that upper bird. But lower bird cannot stay if there is no upper bird. It's a reflection, it's a shadow. Yeah.
So my question is, could the fruits of the actions be spiritual actions like prayer and austerity and fortitude and things like that, and then the fruits of that be enlightenment or self-realization and that kind of thing?
Result will be anywhere. Suppose you, as we do work, and we get his rewards. So, if one plans to go to heaven, naturally there is a certain type of activity. If you want to get a good food, so you have a certain activity of procuring item and chopping it and cutting it and frying it and doing this. And if one says, no, I want to have a preparation of a Rasgulla, that will have a different way of preparation, different items are necessary to do. So one yajna for working, going to heaven, that is prescribed. So if you follow that procedure, probably you reach that result. So it is related with that. But all karmas lead to our all experiences. But this, they are talking about first going to heaven. Then you will find heaven is useless. Then you will have the liberation. So Brahman, it is Lokeshwara Swami says on page 89, Brahman has manifested itself as this universe, and it is in a way its creator. It is in a way its creator. Brahman has manifested there is nothing but Brahman then. It is manifested as this universe. And it is in this way we call Brahman has created this universe. Brahman does not create anything. Brahman is only. But whatever we see, it is Brahman. But he says, it is manifested. Why? I am a manifestation. I am seeing that. A reflected sun is observing as it were some other thing of dualities. This is of course a figurative statement. Brahman as such is never involved in any kind of activity. If you say Supreme Self or Brahman, it is never connected with anything, not attached, because it is everywhere. How this space can be attached? Everything can be attached. See, this building is attached to the ground. This, I'm standing on this chair, I'm attached to this. But if it is all pervaded space, where it will get attached, where it will get detached? There is no attachment, there is no detachment. That question does not come for Brahman, the Supreme Self. So he says that Brahman is both the cosmic self and the individual self, because there is nothing but Brahman. So you can say the ocean plus its all the ripples, both are Brahman, isn't it? Ocean is ocean without ripple. That is incomprehensible. Who will say it is a ripple universe? Now it is rippled is this universe manifested. But what is the ripple? Every ripple, every wave is what? It is the ocean. In that sense, the cosmic and the individual is coming. As the individual self, it has many roles to fill. It acts and it enjoys the fruits of action. But this process is possible only because the cosmic self is behind it. Always we have to go to understand this. There is one absolute reality and there is a relative thing in which I am seeing you, you are seeing me. But this relative thing cannot stand by itself unless this cosmic reality is behind. Relative thing is the names and forms. And these all names and forms are made of the same material as Satchidananda. But we don't see the Satchidananda, we see only the name and form. But this in this verse what is said, Satchidananda self plus this manifestation. Who enjoys this? Manifested person enjoys. But for Atman, there is no question of enjoyment. The wave is also ocean, and the ocean is also ocean. So it has no question that it is deficient of anything, that he will be satisfied by getting anything. Now, the cosmic self, capital, and the individual self are always together. They are like the light and shade. The cosmic self never acts, but becomes of this close relationship. It looks as if it is acting. This is only an appearance. It does not work, but it appears to work because it is in close proximity. The appearance is merely an empirical truth, but not a reality. It is in the empirical sense that both the cosmic self and the individual self seems to be acting as well as enjoying the fruits of their actions. They are one and the same, but empirically separate. Actually, it is said that in the song we say, "O mother, you do your work. Tomar karma tumi karoma, loke bole kori ami." People say that I do. So I cannot do without you. This little eye, this reflected eye, cannot function without the eternal eye. Without the sun, reflected sun cannot function. You move the water, the sun will move. The sun, but that movement is impossible if the sun is not in the sky. It is covered with a cloud. That day you can keep a pitcher full of water, but you don't see the function of the sun at all. So similarly, the cosmic consciousness is connected in this sense, but actually not connected. It is totally detached, but it appears to be detached. Rhythm, that means the truth. Normally it means truth. But it also means an infallible law. Here the word is used to mean fruits of action. If you act, the fruits of your action are bound to follow. If you do any karma, you are bound to follow result, isn't it? You take a chili, hot sauce in with your food, you feel it. You take some honey, you feel it different. This is the karma. You cannot just make it. But if you are not receiving anything, rejecting anything, so there is no question of enjoyment. Enjoyment comes when this activity goes on. And every activity produces some result. There is no action where there will be no result. Action means there should be it produces some result. Is it not? Even good thought, even we say, oh, it's a good vibration. People who think negative thoughts, bad vibration, we say that. It's the effect. Thinking is the primary thing. Effect is this feeling. So, karma brings its result. It's a very simple formula. Cause brings the effect. Scientific. Every action has its opposite and equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law of motion. So, it falls within our understanding that karma will be like that. Sukriti means of good work. It also means of work done by oneself. And any work done by the divine will is good. Here is the point. You touch your base Or now and then people say, I am touching base. The boss is connecting with the floor. I am touching the base. So we should touch the base. What is the base? Base is the cosmic consciousness, unattached. To stand, occasionally touch that. Then you will not be entangled into the world and worldly functions. It produces joy. The Creator creates out of joy, and the result of such creation is also joy. If a person does anything as an instrument of God, the result is good. It produces joy for himself and for others. But if he acts independent of God, the result may be bad for himself and for others also. That's why it is said to connect with the divine. God is a devotional term. Brahman is a Vedantic term. The meaning is the same. If the individual soul always gets connected with the boss, then his power is infinite. Ramakrishna said, supply becomes constant supply. Swami Vivekananda in this country, while he was going to speak, and every day is lecture, lecture, lecture. How many new thoughts are there in the world? Suppose you are to ask, give in a week 7, 10 lectures, and all new, not like us. I prepare one talk and make everywhere 3, 4 places. Managing the 4 places. But he has to address every new and not new audience, old audience, and you look at his complete words, his what a profound expression of the truth. But he sometimes feels that what shall I say next? And that way he slept. And night time he is hearing some voice and dictating him what to say. All the total talk is given in the night. And the next man, the host, in the morning asked, Swami, whom you are talking with whole night? Because it is inexhaustible supply, comes from the divine. No. There is no lack of your knowledge. There is not that you have to think, oh, what will happen now. It is supply, that knowledge flows spontaneously. Because individual soul is connected in that. It is plugged. That when you plug your bulb or the electricity flows continuously. No. So plugging is that's our meditation. What is plugging? Plugging is plugging ourselves with God. No. It is separate. But if you can perfectly plug, you see, all the power of the Lord flows through you. So this is the idea that he acts independent of God, if anyone, then the result is a struggle. That's why every time it is said, do whatever you do, pray to God and do. Karma can be purified by this way. Or karma can be made a practical Vedanta by using this procedure. When the individual self acts, it would do well to remember that it is really the cosmic self. I am not doing. Oh, mother, you are doing everything. I am the instrument. You are the machinist. No, I am the machine. So, always to think, O Lord, make me thy instrument in thy hand. No? Make me an instrument in thy hand. What is St. Francis' prayer? Make me an instrument in thy hand. No? So you speak through me, you act through me. This is devotional path also. Surrender, total surrender. I am doing, but I am nothing. It is you are doing. And in Vedantic way also, when the reflected sun totally depends on the real sun, then what happens? This activity ceases for the reflected sun. When it can be possible, when you break the pot, water goes away, and the reflected sun, where does it go? Where it is gone. The source where it came from. So it is the original sun. And that sun's light is everywhere. So the individual reflection, that's why Ami Mole Guchibe Janjal, Ramakrishna used to say, if the ego is destroyed, if our individual ego is the cause of all suffering, if that is destroyed, that janjal, all the rubbish in life will be gone. in one stroke. So this will save it from having attached to the results of what it is doing. This is the right attitude for the individual self to maintain regarding work. Parame means in the supreme, superior. The space in the heart is considered to be superior to the space of any other part of the body or outside, for it is the space that highest spiritual realization. It's called the heart, no? That's why our gurus teach us to meditate in the heart. Upanishad also says, we chant Ramakrishna's meditation mantra. What is that? Hridaya Kamala Madhe, in the lotus of in my heart, in the lotus of my heart, you think in that there is seated this God's form is seated. So, because all experiences, we all know, all our feelings, where does it happen? It does not happen in the tip of the finger. Feeling is in your heart. Joy, you feel where? Suffering, pain, anguish, frustration. All feeling is the center of feeling. So you meditate, God there, feel, then the feeling, experience will come quickly. And Pararthi means in the space, in the heart, where Brahman is realized. It means the better part of the body. So now this first verse is very important. It is saying that two things are simultaneously there and it is here itself. One is the reflected one, another is the original. No? So cosmic self and individual self, they are as if together here. But if this little self connects with the big self, then his karma will be over. But it is doing karma, forgetting this self, that's why all the suffering comes. Now, the second verse says that this bridging, this connection, how can we connect in our everyday action? Setu. Setu means the bridge. Now, second verse, I will say, and then you will repeat the same. Yaseturijananam Seturijananam Aksharam Brahmayat Param Aksharam Abhayam Titir Param Abhayam Titir Param Nachiketam Shakemahi Nachiketam Shakemahi. Yah Setu, he who knows this bridge. This word by word meaning is here. Ya means that person. Setu, the bridge. Ijananam, for those who performers of sacrifice. Those who are performing sacrifice, those who are doing action in our day-to-day life, knows this principle, this setu, this bridge, this connection. And Aksharam Brahma, that immortal, that Brahman, that which is there, that is the Param, that is the highest. Abhayam, that is the fearless state. Titir Shatang, for those who wish to cross, like individual souls like us, who want to cross this world of suffering and pain and joy and this duality, those who want to transcend that. Param, it crosses that. Nachiketasam Shokemahi. I understand that you will cross this suffering and pain and bereavement. Can we overcome? So it's only saying that you do karma, but if you feel that it is his karma, every karma you do, so it is not bringing fruit to you, and that is the bridge to connect. And in this process of bridging yourself, then you are free from all sufferings and pains. We know this truth. It is to be, right? It is a, says that may we master that Nachiketa fire sacrifice, which is the bridge for those who perform sacrifices, as also that which is the highest immortal Brahman, fearless, and the other shore for those who wish to cross the ocean of the samsara. Two paths. Those who want to go to heaven, let them do the Nachiketa fire. and go to heaven and have some experience. Then after that limited effect, your money is exhausted. Then you come back home and join your job again to earn more money. So you did some good karma and auspicious sacrifice and other things. And as a result, you go there to heaven, go, but you have to come back again. And knowing this, but if you correct here and don't accrue any karma, don't accrue any result of it, because it is all, you are connected with the divine, means you are in infinite bliss, you are in infinite joy. So you don't need anything then. If you understand this, then connect this way. It is your choice, this way or that way. Huh? So one will bring repeated suffering and pain, another will bring the freedom and joy. Hmm? So, let me see what they say. This first I read the Chinmayananda Swami on page 134. He says, these uh, these two opening stanzas of this section seems to be later interpolations, as they individually explain two different themes and in themselves do not seem to possess any direct connection with the discussion that are yet to follow in the chapter. But, however, there is a connection between these two and what is to follow, inasmuch as the Upanishads, through though a product of a revolt against the ritualism, karma portion of the Vedas, they rise from and have an intimate relation with it. That means what he says, that that they are asking also to perform the sacrificial fire for going to heaven. So is it a very good thing to go teach somebody to go to heaven, because it is temporary? Why are you teaching that? But it is necessary in the society, no? You cannot give the highest teaching to everybody, and everyone is not ready for that. And they should have to go from their own experience where they stand. And having experienced that, then they will understand the futility of it, or get the glimpse of higher joy. Then they will automatically run to that. So this connection with the Paramatman which is inside, this bridging, is those who are matured, those who have finished with the Nachiketa karma and went to heaven and experienced those, the gift of the heaven, whatever is there. But another thing will be there, that those who are understanding this, they disconnect with the outside and don't do karma. They are not idle people. Look at all the great people in the world, Christ, Buddhas, Shankaras. A Shankara, a boy, such a young boy, went to the length and breadth of India how many times, conquering all these different other philosophers and things. So it's tremendous work, but they don't do work. Swami Vivekananda came. Nowadays we have plane, we can quickly go one place to another. That time train, and the journey was not that, motor cars were there, but that was not that much popular. It's very rare, no? So how much work he did in a short span of life. They do work, but they free because they are connected inside. But we get exhausted. We say, oh, I'm exhausted today. I have done so much work. I say, look at that. Exactly analyze what has happened from morning. I am doing work. I will have to do this cleaning. I will have to cook this. I am tired and no one is helping me. Me. Eh? And that's why we get exhausted quickly. And if one thinks that, wow, in a different attitude, it's connecting with God, if one does that, then what will happen? Peace, more peace, more peace. It is no frustration. It is joy. I am doing for my beloved in a bhakti school or a Vedanta school. I am the pure consciousness. Who is working? Guna, guneshu vartante. The three gunas, sattvika quality, rajas, tamas, are functioning with the Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika quality. This whole world is three guna, made of three gunas, and my body, mind, and emotion, everything is made of three gunas. So gunas are interacting with gunas. What am I? I'm free. Or you see, the body and mind is working. I am the supreme consciousness. I am unattached. I am not doing anything there. I am pure consciousness, and my reflected consciousness is acting like that. I am not attached to that. So, anyway, to get out of this activity level, that gives the freedom. And forgetting that, I do, really, 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 every day look at that, how we say, oh my God, I am tired. I cannot do anything more. Huh? That means it is exhausting because I do it. I do, my body did, my emotions are objecting to that. I don't like it. reactionary, reactionary activity going on. It is as we do normally in our life, that is the way we work. But when it is given to God, or feeling that absolute consciousness and this individual consciousness, no? The individual consciousness should be connected with the cosmic consciousness. Then you are free. And inexhaustible energy will come. That's why as I gave the Swami Vivekananda's example, even we have seen many monks in our order who tells how much work they do. But see, always smiling. How they can keep their smile? Eh? We people doing little bit, we get, we get fighting, we get angry, we get all reactionary. But there, see, Lokeshwaran, how much work he used to do. Huh? This is just, I have seen him doing whole, he used to sign maybe 200 signatures is needs, 100, 200 signatures are necessary for his everyday management. How many check signatures, how many official, and dictating this to this person, meeting this person, going to governor, governor coming, this coming, that coming, now immediately finished, and then going for the class. I saw him, I went to see him, and he's with the book, he's giving the Upanishad class that time. So he's, but giving time to me, then I feel embarrassed. No, that I am taking his only few minutes time before his lecture. And he has his stage, what you call, stage stage fright. He used to before, he's such a world renowned, we can say, when his talks are so attractive. But every lecture, before lecture, he gets so nervous. He will be totally like a child. He will be, oh my God, I have to prepare, and what will happen, what will happen. That means ego. Here is the question. Ego is little. Hurry? We go to, I have a note and I can give a big talk. Huh? So our ego comes out. And if someone does like that, the ego is not there. Oh my God, what shall happen? So I saw him when he came over here, coming before lecture. So he's so nervous. He's saying, oh, what shall I do? What shall I say? Maharaj, you are running over the whole world and you are talking about this. When you start speaking, everyone will enjoy it. Anyhow, so no. Like that means ego. And how ego is lessened, the best work comes out. Anywhere we put our ego off, that's the best product because God works through them. Whether lecture, whether cooking, whether cleaning, whether doing any job, any place in our life, whatever we are doing, if we can do, forget ourselves. Egoless means forget ourselves. It is only service to God, or it is God's work, or it is God only. So that totally transforms the person. Okay, so Swami Lokeshwaranand said here that to those who wish to cross over the ocean of worldly experience through sacrifices, the Nochiketa fire stands out as a fine bridge. No? You can connect in that way to go for pleasure or experience of the highest. The Nochiketa fire stands. We know of this fire and we can also perform it. And we also know of the way that takes you to the other shore where you become one with the Parabrahman, the Brahman without attribute, and you attain fearlessness. So you can bridge this way, you can bridge that way. Knowing, but you cannot connect with God unless you have the experience of the world. It is not bad. We cannot blame anyone, those who are not thinking of God and doing, even we are struggling, most of the time maybe we forgetting, but this is a schooling. Everyone will have to go through this schooling and do this mistake and learn by his own. Uh, don't put your finger in the fire. If you tell a child, they will say, why? I shall put it. Okay, you put it and get burning. Then you say, oh, no, not the second time. So experience is a great teacher. So one will have to understand that without experience, that's why Swamiji says, India is suffering from poverty and other things. Let the people now enjoy something. Swamiji said in one place, yeah, they do not know even how to steal. And then really, India was such a great country that the whole granary full of uh, paddy or rice is there for the rich people. But they are in starvation. They don't go and chase and loot the property of the landlord. It's there. They can do it. But they're so, and Swami Vivekananda says they have become so tamasic. Let them be little rajasic and earn money, enjoy life. And then sattva. Sattva is there, it will flourish automatically. Okay? So, those who are inclined towards ritualistic worship can use the Nachiketa fire as their bridge across the ocean of worldly experience. That means finish your worldly experience and then you reach the highest joy what the world can give you. Heaven, heavenly joy. Through it, they eventually go to heaven where they became one with the Virata and hold an important position such as the Yama. But these people do not fully enjoy the position. They get tired of it after a while and they struggle to become completely merged in Brahman. Sooner or later they succeed and that is what is called liberation. There is another group of people who do not like this roundabout way of getting liberation. Beautiful. They do not want to waste time going to heaven. They want to skip one class, no? Bright students sometimes they do jump from one grade to another grade, no? Say some of the brightest students they get first into the 5th grade and they enter and jump into 7th grade, and next thing to the 9th grade. But in between, one grade is jumping. Maybe extraordinary experience they have. So they do not want to waste time going to heaven, but there is nothing in heaven or elsewhere that attracts them. They want to attain self-knowledge right away. When they die, they completely merge into Brahman. That is a state where there is only oneness. Since there is no duality, they have nothing to be afraid of. They therefore go beyond fear. And they see only oneself everywhere. This group of meditation on Para Brahman, Brahman without attribute, this group meditates on Para Brahman. Two ways. One goes to the path of experience and go to what the world can give. And you have experienced what world can give, now what heaven can give. Okay, experience that. And then you find that it is still deficient. If it is deficient, you need not have to worry about now. So why shall I go in that path? I can have another alternative route. Just transferring everything to God or identifying with the God or thinking I am that, whatever that connection, or thinking I'm the witness consciousness. This play is good. So go straight. Vedanta is very straight. There is no via media. I am that, finish. Where is the other thing? There is no other thing. But that needs the experience, the individual soul, how mature is that experience? What is the impetus in the mind, subtle mind? Okay, so next day we'll read the verse, very popular verse, Atma Anandakinam Vidhi. And you have any question? I don't think you have any question. What? Anything?
When you return,
Eh?
you don't retain the knowledge from the last life.
In our life, we all carry. We may have forgotten, but we carry that.
And we retain the karma, right?
We retain the
Yeah.
karma.
The karma.
Yes, we retain all the karma.
Yeah.
Some are fructifying now,
Yeah.
some will be fructifying later on. So that's why karma can never be exhausted unless we take this detached outlook. Karma will always bring something more new and new and new and new. So only transferring to God or plugging into God and thinking that it is His doing. Bhakti school will say, "Oh mother, you are doing everything." Ignorant people like me think that I am doing, but I am doing nothing. It is you. So that way, remove the ownership on God. And before what? Also surrender. So that you are really not, you are not making a, what you call, do double dealing. That I am saying vocally, but internally I know I am doing. No, that is the story of that Brahmin being Brahmin who killed a cow. That story. And the gardener, he was a gardener, and gardener was intelligent man. Read some scriptures, and he was angry with the Brahmin. A cow was eating away his garden, so he threw a stone or something. The cow died. In Hinduism, you know, cow is very auspicious. So you kill, then you have a punishment. So the Yama came at the end of the life. He said, "So let us go, because you have done this wrong thing." Well, then I didn't do that. Well, who did? My hand did. Then he said, hand it, but hand it okay, but no, my hand, but my hand is controlled by Indra, because he is the god of Indra, senses, all the senses controlled by. There is a formula like that. So he wanted to escape, and the poor guy Yama, he came and he could not take this guy because he has referred. He said, I didn't do. Indra did it. But how Indra did? Indra is the owner of this hand. How the hand is moving, it is Indra is doing. Well, okay. So went to Indra. Indra was in trouble. Indra thought, oh my God, I have to go to now to Jama's control to get punishment. Okay. Then he said, give me little time. So he came to the gardener, and in the disguised form he came. The Indra said that, wow, what a beautiful rose. Wow, who did it? I did it. Why did you get it? Oh, I have to collect this, I have to nurture it, I have to dig it and do all the, I did. And then they, wow, what a beautiful dahlia or beautiful chrysanthemum or whatever. So I. And then Indra took his own form. My rascal, everything good you did and bad I did. Your hand, you did all good things. So there is no escape. Jai Ma, thank you. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Gunatu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you.
L-O.